Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, they tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings, big hopes and dreams as we cover our Kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our Kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the theme song. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
We are live!
Hey, do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to
Happy Thursday night. The Kings have lost their 50th game of the season. How are we doing on a Thursday?
Yeah. What up, Deuce?
Hey, Mo.
Hey, Morgan.
5-0, 5-0. I'm like trying to, I was like, wow, where do you?
How about those 14 and 50 Kings?
Wild.
You know, it's crazy because, it's been breaking news, a bad season for Sacramento.
Sure.
But there is something to see, of seeing 50 losses.
That's what I'm saying.
What?
It's like even when we saw the 16-game losing streak, it's like, no. Good that they're losing these games at the end of the day. But when it's that and making history and it's a streak and you're just like, holy shit. And so, yeah, when you do see 15, you're like, you're here. We made it. Crazy.
Definitely crazy. And it was an interesting night at Golden One Center. The Pelicans put up 133 points on the Kings. They won by 10 tonight in Sacramento. Then there was a post-game drama. Russell Westbrook talking to the media, calling out some people tonight. We'll try to make sense of that. Plus, we'll talk some NBA. Jayson Tatum expected to come back tomorrow, less than 10 months after his Achilles injury. Are you kidding me? And we'll bounce around the National Basketball Association.
Let's go.
What's up, dude? You good?
Hey, yeah, I'm good. We get 2 days off here coming up.
You're going to Santa Barbara, huh?
Going to SB, going to see a little play, a little theater action.
Yeah,
so
cool.
Excited to see that with some family. But yeah, it's like you and I were talking about this even earlier. It's at the point of the season too, where we both feel really good, like mentally and physically. So the challenge of this season, it's been challenging and navigating it has been challenging, but I don't feel so exhausted where I'm like, oh, I have to get away. God. So it's a nice feeling, but it's also nice going, cool. I don't have to talk about Kings basketball for 2 days coming up.
It's also nice to have the basketball sickos in the building. Shout out to you guys joining us tonight. If you have not done it yet, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All it does is help our channel grow. What's up, Hector, Adam, to baby daddy, Chatty House, Relax into the Black, Sean, SJ, Raquel, Simple JD, Sean. Appreciate all you guys for being here. If you've not done it yet, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. What's up, Nathan? What's up, Never Knowing? Appreciate you being here. You guys ready to start the pod? Yeah.
Give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah.
Deuce and Mo coming down. 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, they tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, the podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast. Recording this on a Thursday night. The Kings and the Pelicans at Golden One Center in Sacramento has done it. They suffered its 50th loss of the season. They are now 14 and 50 after a loss at home to the Pelicans tonight, 133-122. This podcast is always presented by our friends over at Centivo Vineyards and Winery. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing,
I had the
Mo?
chills when you said it again too. You're like 50. I was like,
You know, I had this conversation with you yesterday, I think, or a couple of days ago.
Probably.
This season, of course, has been a struggle to say the least.
Sure.
And I had to approach tonight's game differently than I've approached the last few. I'll be honest about things, okay? Where the Kings stand, the worst record in the NBA, I have been a little obsessive about making sure that they are in a good spot when it comes to draft night.
Yep.
Meaning, I do not want them to be picking 7th or 8th. Like, stay in the top 5. Like, I've been a little obsessive. And so I caught myself against the Suns in the first quarter when the Kings took a 30-22 lead. Malik Monk had, 11 points, didn't miss a shot. The crowd's into it. I'm sitting there going, oh my God, they're gonna win. They're gonna win this game. Are you kidding me? Like, really? This is the game they're gonna win? Like, I'm getting irritated, and my irritation is not allowing me to focus on the game. So I told myself tonight, you can get mad about a win or whatever you need to get mad about after the game. You could discuss on the podcast, but during the game, you need to watch the game for what it is and be able to evaluate it and talk about things. No, and can I be honest?
Yeah.
I felt good about doing that tonight, and it was a much better experience for myself.
I asked you, even in like the middle of the third, I said, hey, how's your approach been? I was just curious because it's so true. You guys probably know, even just watching at home or even if you are there, it's easy to get lost into, even if you're looking at the box score, but then you're not watching the actual
you're
next
on social
possession.
Media.
You're scrolling on social media, so you're missing 2 possessions, which sometimes don't tell the whole story of the game, but could tell a story of that quarter or maybe something that we want to talk about or you guys want to talk about. And if you miss that and don't stay connected to that, well, then it's not a good thing. So I'm glad that you've been able to catch yourself one game and then you made the adjustment and now you're feeling better.
Because ultimately, I do like watching basketball.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about what went down in the game tonight, what went wrong for Sacramento in this 133-123 loss. But it feels like the headline is what happened after the game tonight. Russell Westbrook talked to the Kings media, and it was an interesting experience to say the least.
Yeah.
We were not down there for that. We were doing the post game on NBC Sports California. I'm going to go ahead and play the video of what went down when Russell Westbrook expressed some frustration with reporters after the game.
Kind of what's the focus like as you guys close this out? You hit 50 losses tonight, and you're kind of doing some things, developing young guys and stuff. Like, what can be accomplished like in these last 19 games?
Go out, compete. This is a game. You're a professional. Go out and play. And that's all you can do. What y'all think, though? Because y'all got a lot of answers and y'all always be talking. Oh, it's very interesting. Y'all don't got no. You guys have a lot of opinions about how we do what we doing. What you got? No, you. Yeah, you make a lot of statements and broad statements that you have no context. So where do you get your context from? Are you in practice? Are you at our film session? Are you anywhere around the building? No, I haven't seen you at practice. So the false context of, and actually, do you know me? No, you don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know me. But you make a lot of comments as though you do know me. No, you don't. My intent, I see it. But I'm asking you now, but you don't know me, right? So you don't know anything about me. Thank you. That's good. Anybody else? You guys have any comments about how we play, what we doing? You guys are quiet today, but you guys have a lot of comments when the game's going on, after the game, what we doing, what we should be doing, how we should be doing it. I'm confused. Oh, let me hear. You must have been in our film session too.
I'm not in your film session, but you guys have the worst record in the NBA.
Cool.
You guys have been bottom 3 in offense and defense throughout the year.
Perfect.
So, I think that's fair to.
What's fair?
It's fair to point that out.
Yeah, that's been pointed out, but that's not the only thing that's been talked about. What else is to point out?
Well, I can only speak for myself.
Yeah, but that's not the only thing you say. I've seen things you say. It's not just about our offense and our defense and what our record is. We've been the worst record for a long time now.
What have I said?
I don't want to go down the route, but we can. I'm asking you. You have a lot of things to say, so this is your time. This is the floor to say it. This is the time.
I just think in sports when
It's the time.
teams don't have success.
Right.
They're up for
You
success.
think that we should have success, right? Do you feel that way? I mean, a lot of you guys feel, huh?
that you should have success?
Yeah.
I think you guys are trying to have success, yeah.
Okay, cool. That's good. What about you? What you think?
I think it's been a rough year for everybody.
Yeah?
And I mean, as somebody who's covered the league for a long time and this team
Yeah.
for a long time, this is by far the worst season I've.
Yeah.
And I don't blame.
No, listen, I don't think nobody's blaming me. I'm just saying what I don't like is that I've been in the league a long time and I've been around a lot of different organizations, media, beat writers, and we have a lot of young guys on this team, a lot of guys that don't know what's happening or what's around, whether it's from the coaching, from the players. You guys' job is to talk about the game, what's happening in the game, not stir up a bunch of, I don't want to cuss here because I want to get fined, but stir up a bunch of stuff that it's not accurate. And that's my problem. Like, being in the league a while, I've been able to experience a lot of these times where people outside of our building, outside of the film session, outside of what we do daily, how much work we put in, that is not an easy job to do. It's not an easy job to do. And I think the respect level is that we respect y'all, we respect what y'all do. Y'all come in, y'all make y'all comments, and nobody say nothing. But I don't have to sit back and not say nothing. I've been the media is, that's been my thing and been down the road. But as a leader of this team, it's my job to speak up for the guys in the locker room. We talk about it, they see it. I hear it. Because of the comments you guys make, you got guys thinking about a whole bunch of random things that has nothing to do with the game. And you guys are making false comments about our team and what we're doing here, and I don't appreciate that. So my ask is that you respect what we do and we respect what you do. No, not for me. No, I've seen much worse. But it's not about me. It's about our team. So I'm talking about our team and our group of guys, the organization. I mean, I wasn't, I came here a little late, but I feel like you guys expect us that we're going to win the championship. The way the conversation and how we talking is like, yeah, you guys, we don't win the championship, it's like it's a bust or something. And that's not the case. This is our job. Like, y'all have your job. Y'all go to work. It'd be great if we can critique y'all, but we don't. We have our job. We come do our job the best way we know how to. Wins, losses, all a part of the game. And after that, we go home. Y'all go home and see your families. We go home and see our families, and that's that. But don't make false comments about people as individuals, people who they are, what they do, what they're thinking, why they're doing this, how come they're doing that. If you don't know, don't say nothing you don't know nothing about. And that's particularly for you.
There's Russell Westbrook tonight after the Kings lost, talking to the media. Some of the voices you heard at the beginning was Jason Anderson, then Matt George. Chris Biederman from the B popped in there. James Ham spoke up as well. It's tough to really have some big opinion on this because I honestly don't know what was the thing that ultimately bugged Russell Westbrook. Those details weren't shared. And he said it wasn't about him. It's about the team stirring up a bunch of stuff that's not accurate and that there were false statements made. So he brought it up tonight. And I think my instant reaction to this whole thing is it would be nice to know, like, what was said that led to this.
For
just
sure.
to know. And this is going to be trending everywhere because Russell Westbrook has talked to the media before about things. And, he's a very popular figure. This is going to spread everywhere. I would say in terms of, again, we don't know what was said that bugged him. Okay. So I'm trying to be respectful to Matt George and others who Russ was talking to, but he was specifically going at Matt George a little bit. I could just speak for myself, how I've tried to approach things. I think you've tried to approach things in the business when we talk about basketball. It's basketball. And the biggest thing for me is have a good approach. It's actually not just in basketball, it's in life. Just how you approach people and topics. And there are so many things to be critical of this Kings team. You can criticize a lot of different things. But my whole thing is you never make it personal.
Ever.
You back it up with film, numbers, and have discussions about it. And it's beyond fair to be critical.
That's it.
But just don't make it personal. And so I don't know, again, what was said.
Yeah.
I don't know that Matt even said anything that would be remotely personal.
Yeah.
Whatever it was, it bugged Russell Westbrook.
Yeah. I'm so curious what it is now. You know, like the Bravo Real Housewives gal in me just wants to know. But at the same time, even if he's talking about in general things that were talked about the team, whether it was pointed at Matt or whoever else, like there was something that triggered that was talked about maybe in the locker room, and he was like, no, like I'm not doing this anymore, and this is how I'm going to approach the situation. And the thing I liked about this, I liked his approach. You know, like obviously he got a little like heated and was I don't even want to say heated.
I don't even think it was heated.
I want to say like the approach was just it was assertive.
Yeah.
There we go. It was assertive. And what I liked, I thought like James Ham, you know, said exactly what he wanted to say and get that off his chest. And I thought that was great. And then even, you know, Chris Peterman's like, okay, well, what did I say? You know, just kind of challenging that back. Like, if I did say something, what did I say? So then it's like, we can have this conversation here. And like Russ didn't really want to go there. And so I thought that whole thing was just interesting from, again, the reality television side of me of just human interaction. Yeah. And I like that it just didn't have to go anywhere worse. And I know around the league and how the internet works and even how people are going to be talking about
it's everywhere right now.
It's a bad look, or it's this, or who is he talking about? What did Matt say? What did this person say? What did all the things say? And I just don't, I think that is part of our internet culture and everything. And that's fine. And that's going to happen. And it's going to be what it is. But at the end of the day, I think when you and I talk about it, it's exactly what you just said. Our approach, I never want to be in that situation with any human. I don't care, just NBA players, WNBA, any human. I don't ever want to be in that situation because I don't ever want to be criticizing someone the wrong way or attacking them the wrong way to make them feel a certain way that they have to challenge me back. And that's exactly why saying what you just said, going about this job specifically as a broadcaster, an analyst or whatever, with fairness of what I see, of what's going on, the numbers, the approach, trying to always educate myself, make myself more knowledgeable on the game. Yeah. So I'm always evolving with the game because things also change. So you got to make sure to change with it.
I also think about it. I think players and coaches and executives, there is a respect for the media for sure. But the one thing that I'm sure can be irritating too is with social media, people who cover sports, cover the league, they pop off. Yeah. And they want to get off their jokes or they want to, you know, make things a little personal and the engagement goes crazy. Mm-hmm. And I see people are trying to grow too, right? People are trying to people online are trying to grow their brands or whatever. And they're trying to and so one way to do it is let's shit on people. Let me just preface this. I'm not saying that that's what Matt or anybody did in Sacramento.
No, that's
I'm just saying in general.
The culture of
and
it.
So you know, if I was in their shoes, I'd go at reporters too. I'd be like, you guys don't even know what you're talking about. You guys have all these bold takes, and then you're typing away on your phone or on your keyboard, and then you come in person and you don't have the same energy. Yeah. And so I've always been like, you gotta say it with your chest. Yep. If you're gonna say it online, then you better be about it in person. That's how I look at those things.
Oh, it's so keep that same energy because I'm sure you guys all know it's like Deuce and I have obviously have had critics of whether it's like the podcast or our approach on different broadcasts or different things. And some of my favorite thing is when people approach it like they're analyzing it, even if they're not in broadcasting, but they're just trying to be fair. And even if their opinion, like really, I can just tell like they might not know what they're talking about. But I care about their approach because they just want to give their opinion. And I think it's sweet that they're trying to give feedback or something. Then there's that other approach where it's just like, mean, whatever. But then you meet me in person and you want a photo or something. It's like, what? No,
Yeah.
keep the same energy. Be mean to my face. Like, do the same thing that you're doing then. And so, no, it's keep the same energy. Stay consistent if that's what type of person you're going to do behind the keyboard or whatever else too.
But I would say in general, and I see some of the comments coming in too, just about Sacramento media. Sacramento media is pretty chill.
Oh, yeah.
It's very chill. When it comes
yeah.
compared to other ones, and someone in the chat says, I don't want media to kiss these dudes' asses. And no, that's not their job either. If you're a reporter or a journalist, your job is to report and be a journalist, right? Ask the questions that the public wants to know, that fans at home want to know, right? But there's also like different lines, because some of the people who cover the team are also people who are paid to give opinions too. Like there's that angle of it. So, you know, I hear all that. And it's not anybody's job to kiss ass or anything like that. So again, to sum it up, I don't know what happened.
I know.
All I know is Russell Westbrook was upset with something that was said or tweeted, or I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. We don't know.
I'll tell you this too. I always tell like my journalist friends that like write for, you know, ESPN, whatever. And I'm always like, I would never want your job ever. Because like I get the fun job. I get to talk to players after wins. Sometimes, you know, like because I'm not down there after losses to go talk to players because we're doing the post-game show and stuff. So like I get the good times. I can't imagine sometimes when you are trying to talk to some of these people. But the number one thing that you have to do, whether you've been a fan of them, the team, or whatever it is, you have to take yourself out of it. And you got to keep your emotions away when you are asking whatever questions it may be. And so, it's a tough job sometimes with for some of these journalists and everything else. But for tonight, ultimately, that's exactly it. Deuce and I have no idea what was said to obviously trigger Russ to say that tonight.
I am laughing though, because a lot of people are mentioning that Chris Biederman, his voice was like cracking.
That's always his voice. That's funny. That's all.
I don't think he was like scared.
No. That's Chris Biederman's voice. I'm not even joking. Like he just has that voice. He's a very sweet guy. No, like I mean, there's very sweet media members. Like they're very good people, and it's like
and you know what? Those people, the good journalists know this. You do not want to be a part of the story.
Yeah,
that's the last. If you're a part of the story, that's not what you want to do.
Journalism 101.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, even for these guys tonight, it's like, keep yourself out of it.
Yeah, you cover it, you report on it because that's your job. But like, I would. Don't go
to your podcast and say, oh, I was getting Russell Westbrook came at me. It's like, no, then you're making it about yourself. Let's not do that.
Yeah, I hear that. Well, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We haven't talked about the game yet. The Kings did lose tonight, 133 to 123. This game, my goodness. The Pelicans coming into tonight, they had Trey Murphy and Zion questionable. And I'm like, wow, those guys are questionable.
Yeah.
They don't play. I think the Kings are going to win tonight. Those two end up playing. And it felt like, to me, the Pelicans' size, length, and strength was far too much for the Sacramento Kings.
Oh my God. It was, exactly what you would expect with a longer and bigger team matching up against the Sacramento Kings. But I feel like the Kings in some of these other matchups that they've had with the bigger, longer players out there, they felt more confident or more present. And tonight, like Maxime Reynaud was so needed. And there was just moments out there where it was like Misi or Zion or whoever else that would just go at him. It was like, oh, okay, you're not playing your full strength game tonight on both ends of the floor. So yeah, that's where this game again was more disappointing, just because of that physicality level and just knowing what they could have been like, especially on the boards tonight, out rebounded.
Oh, they got out rebounded. It ended up being 52 to 41. But like at the half, the Pelicans had 42 points in the paint.
Yeah.
You know, they do a great job scoring in the paint on the season, near the top of the NBA, averaging like 57 a game. They also had 15 fast break points. To me, it was the rebounding was such a big thing because someone like Zion Williamson, I think he's had like 5-6 games in double-digit rebounds this year. He averages right around 6 per
Yeah.
game. He had 6 at the half, and dude was getting downhill. He's getting a rebound off a Kings miss, pushing, and it was creating a lot of issues for Sacramento. And Derek Queen is so fun. And I know he's had fun moments this year, the Pelicans rookie, and it's been a little bumpy for him as of late.
Sure.
It was not bumpy for him tonight. I just thought, again, having another big who can handle the ball at the top of the key, attack, very crafty,
Oh my
good
God.
footwork. There's even one play defensively. He was out on the perimeter defending Nate Clifford,
Yeah.
and he contained him.
Dude, for it, that his ability to move his body, move his feet, and be such a big size, was pretty incredible to watch in person. Obviously, watched him on League Pass a few times, and it's like you get why people would be excited for this young big, because he's not just like a big body. He can move. He's mobile. He can lateral movement. He can body through someone and power through, and also finish crafty around the rim too. Like, he just has good feel there. And so, yeah, that was fun to see for Derek Queen. And then really quick too, with the Zion thing, it was so funny because even before the game, we always have to give our keys to the game. And I was like saying to Deuce, I was like, oh yeah, mine's going to be like box out Zion. And you were just like, well, they don't even, like, Zion's not even a big rebounder. But it was literally my brain going to that guy bulldozing through the size that the Kings have to crash the boards and do what he needs to do. But yeah, they're big guys, and then seeing someone young like Derek Queen be big, be good, I'm excited for his future.
The rebounding's crazy, dude. I'm just looking at for the Pelicans. Their bench, Matkovic had 9 rebounds in 25 minutes. Queen had 9 in 26. Fears had 6 rebounds as a guard. Like, just tremendous rebounding by that team.
Yeah.
Zion ended up with 23 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. We mentioned Queen. He had 12 points, 9 rebounds, 5 dimes in this game. Pelicans scored 41 points in the second quarter and followed it up with 38 in the third. And that was, we were talking about halftime because the game was still kind of close at halftime. Even after that big quarter, it was 67-63 Pelicans at the half. I said to you, the Pelicans are up 4 and they've been miserable from 3-point land. So what they do in the third quarter, they go 6 of 9 from 3. And it was all created because of their ability to get downhill and then get into the paint. You know, we talked about the bigs. We gave them credit for their ability to push, but the Pelicans in general, just getting into their early offense. And I thought Fears did a good job with the Kings playing off of him. He took advantage. Like, all right, you're not going to respect me as a 3-point shooter. That's fine, but you're giving me the space to put a little pressure on the defense in the paint, and I can make something happen. And there are a couple instances where the Kings just could not stay in front of the ball, allowed those paint touches, and it killed them.
You say not stay in front of the ball. It felt like there's so many times that they weren't ever even in front of the ball when it was like the high horn set that they would try and set. And let's say they broke it off and said, no, we're not going to do this. And they would just send one, and it would still be a high pick, high 2-man action. And Fears especially would be so explosive and quick, just go the other way. But what it seemed to be with Monk, Neek, and Daquan Plowden ended up making the adjustment, was that giving him that space and an angle, it was like freedom for Fears to just go downhill and do exactly what he wanted to do. It was very confusing why the pressure wasn't being put on him. I understand the second line of defense for the Sacramento Kings isn't going to be there either way at times. It just hasn't been there a lot this season, especially. But my point is, it just felt like it was the wrong idea at the top of the key defensively. Yeah. Whatever they were trying to game plan there against Fears.
And then good bench production too.
Oh, yeah.
McGowan's was really strong. A guy
Good
that,
for him.
dude, like he talk about scratch and claw, dude. He was, in the G League for a minute.
Yeah.
And watching him in the G League, I remember going, God, he's got good length. He's got good size.
Mm-hmm.
He can knock down some shots. Like, why isn't he in the league? And now he's found a home right now with New Orleans. And I thought he was really good tonight.
Well, I'm sure the home and the system and everything, opportunities working out for him, but I'm sure he's matured as a player through a lot of that experience as well.
Yeah, I just thought he had good energy. He had 14
Agreed.
points. And then the 3-point shooting again. Sacramento, this is just what we've been talking about forever. It's really hard to win a game when you're just not a good 3-point shooting team.
Yeah.
The Kings tonight even closed the gap in the fourth quarter after what we just talked about, like a dreadful stretch where they were outscored 41-33 in the second quarter, 38-28 in the third. They chipped away and like made it a game a little bit in the fourth quarter. But the Pelicans are knocking down threes. The Kings aren't. The Kings only took 11 threes in the second half. They were 2 of 11 from 3. And I'm not even saying, hey, this team's got to take more threes. They don't have the 3-point shooting. Who do you want? Who's taking the threes? Who do you want taking threes?
Yeah.
It's Malik. I'm Neek if he's open.
And
I mean,
Doug McDermott when he comes in for a couple of minutes. Come on now. 4.
Yeah, he played 4 minutes. And Doug McDermott had like one of the almost highlights of the season.
I wish that happened. You guys, he attacked and was going to throw that shit down. He was going to catch a body and throw it down.
He was in the corner. I'm like, oh, just launch that. No, he decided to attack the closeout. I'm like, oh my God, he's trying to jam it. And
Loved it.
Got swallowed up at the rim.
Whatever. Love the effort.
Insane.
But yeah, the 3-point shooting for the Sacramento Kings, you're exactly right. And what was that? The graphic that we were talking about today when we were talking about the Charlotte Hornets. Who put that out? Kirk
Goldsberry.
Kirk Goldsberry, and he put out this graphic of who is shooting where in the NBA, and you know how many 3-point attempts and everything else, and what you're making. And Charlotte Hornets are like way up here, and the Kings logo last all the way down at the bottom, shooting the least amount of threes. And it's like a no shit situation. I can just use my eyeballs and know that. But when you actually see the graphic and you see the Kings logo all the way down at the bottom, you're like, yeah, that's going to put them at the bottom in so many different categories for so many different reasons, because you have to still evolve with today's game. And it's just not with this roster.
They had 72 points in the paint tonight.
Yeah.
You scored 72 points in the paint. You're like, oh, man, maybe we can win this game. But you just can't knock down shots. 8 of 31 from 3, 25.8%, which has just been a theme to the entire season. So, yeah. Also, the Pelicans ended up with 11 blocks in this game. Matkovich had 3. Bryce McGowan's had 2. 4 from Misi.
Dude.
Damn.
And even with some of those blocks, I didn't think the plays at the rim by some of the offensive players. I know Neek got blocked one time, maybe even Precious down there, someone else, whoever, whatever. Obviously there was 11 times, but my point to that being, I liked some of the takes. Like people were trying to go through bodies, go at people's chests, like finish at the rim. It just showed like that length and rim protection was just a little bit too much for the Kings at times.
It's almost like if you don't have good 3-point shooting and you can't guard and you play kind of slow, you're going to be a bad basketball team, huh?
Yeah, that's a recipe for a bad basketball team. Absolutely.
I know you mentioned Max a bit ago, but yeah, I just thought the rookies in general didn't look good tonight.
I know.
But with that said, I think that was one of my takeaways from this game is like, why aren't they in at the end though? You know what I mean? Like,
that killed me.
and I think it's pretty simple. If the game is remotely in reach and it was kind of in reach there, especially with the group that they had in there that actually featured Drew Eubanks, who had a double-double, 15 and 11 in 21 minutes, by the way, for Eubanks, dunking everywhere.
Damn.
If the game's like remotely close, I think Doug's going to, I'm leaning vets. Leaning vets. It doesn't matter. I'm going to lean the vets because I want the win.
It's his vibe.
Yeah, and they didn't get the win tonight.
No.
And again, I understand with rookies, there's like a part where you're like, no, you got to earn minutes too. Max, I felt like the physicality wasn't there with him tonight.
No.
He had an off game.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But is that worth just sitting from like late third quarter on the entire game?
No.
You know what I mean? Like we're in March now. Like this is March and you're 14 and 50. Is there value in playing even like Precious Achiuwa, who has been awesome? I love Precious Achiuwa. This guy, we did a breakdown on him tonight. Played 41 minutes in this game. 41 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's not even mentioning the fact that like Devin Carter didn't even play. Devin Carter back in the doghouse. He did not even play in this game.
I know.
So Devin doesn't play. Killian Hayes, who just signed a second 10-day contract, played 11 minutes tonight.
Yeah.
Bobby Gerald mentioned he's got 20 assists and 1 turnover as a member of the Kings, by the way.
Good job.
You mentioned Doug McDermott. He played 4 minutes. Patrick Baldwin played just under 6. He had great looks from 3. They were short
Just
every
not make
time.
him
But again, what's
the point.
help me understand what's the point
Here we
in
go.
leaning into those guys such
Okay.
heavy minutes? Is it literally that's just him trying to get the win?
Correct. I mean,
Okay.
there you know the answer. Like it's because Doug wants to win games because that is why he wanted to be a coach in this league. He wanted to be a part of Sacramento because he wanted to get wins in Sacramento. He's not doing it. Obviously, doesn't have the roster to do it either. But at the same time, I'm looking at these situations and I'm going, as an organization, I'm getting on the same page going, it is way more valuable for this organization and even for Doug as a head coach to learn in these situations, to not just rely on veteran guys and to try and develop some of these younger guys down the stretch. What a close game for Max or Neek would do for them over DeMar and Russ is a lot. It's a lot more for the future, the possible future for them in Sacramento.
And it just goes to some of the stuff I've said over and over again this year, and I'm not trying to just beat a dead horse
I
here,
know.
but it doesn't mean those guys can't play. Like,
Oh, yeah. No.
I just think you have to, like, even some of these other teams, like, all right, we're capping you, Russ, DeMar. You're playing at max 25.
yeah.
Unless there's major foul issues or injuries, whatever, we're playing you 25, and the other guys are playing a lot. That's what you should be doing.
Because then they'd be utilized as veteran leaders out there on the floor for the right reasons. Not so like, they can keep climbing up the ladders and making history like they keep doing, which is amazing. But it's more so like almost just utilizing them as a different tool.
Let me ask you
really.
this, though. If you're a coach and Maxime Reynaud just doesn't have it tonight, and you're not seeing, like, he's making some of the same mistakes out there, do you just keep letting him play, or you're like, you know what, he's got to sit tonight?
It's a feel thing. It's however, like, if you're not feeling it, you feel like he's not feeling it. That's why even when you did mention Max, I'm like, well, that one, I feel like that was fine if you go in a different direction from Max because of he was having an off night. Someone like Neek, I wanted to see him figure it out a little bit more because he only ended up playing 21 minutes where I wanted to see maybe another 30-minute game from him to figure it out, screw up, have those mistakes. But it's a feel thing as a coach of just being like, I'm not sure you have it. Or maybe you're like, you don't have it now, but get your ass back out there and figure it out kind of thing. So just depends. Like, he's been around them all season. He knows his players, and maybe that's why he went with that decision.
Who would be your butcher and barrel player of the game?
Hut chew.
The big sneeze.
Yeah.
Precious Achua tonight.
Hell yeah.
29 points. He had 11 rebounds, 5 assists. Let's see if Jebediah agrees.
Jebs.
Let's see if he agrees. Yes, he does.
Hey, you're smart, Jebediah. Love it.
Butcher and barrel player of the game, Precious Achua. Yeah, Morgan. He just is all out effort.
Yep.
I thought he had some really nice finishes around the rim through contact, but just watching him play, it's literally a lot of times just cutting hard, being opportunistic, a good screen and roll,
Reading the game.
running the floor in transition, in brute force.
Oof, I love that.
That's what I love about the
Yes.
guy.
He's-
And that type of energy, any team in the league wants that type of player on their team. Yeah, I'm not trying to act like he's some star, but he's still 26 years old. He could be a good rotational player on a good team, in my opinion.
100%. And that's why it still is surprising that he wasn't on a roster. And sometimes people just lose sight of it because they think about where they were in their last destination and what they couldn't do, when really you should be focused on what they could do in your system or the possibilities of what they could do in your system. And especially if they're playing in a role that makes sense for them. He's playing in a much bigger role with the Sacramento Kings than he would around the league. But there would be nights like this where he'd be on, if he was with some other team around the league, where he would have that big game and a coach just got to let him roll. Got to let him do his thing.
Great moments with the Knicks.
I know.
With Tom Thibodeau.
I know. No, so it's been cool to see him be like consistent, physical, being able to score, be big out there for the Sacramento Kings during this time.
Well, shout out to Precious Achiuwa, Butcher and Barrel player of the game. Go to Butcher and Barrel before a Kings game, an event, date night. It's a block away from Golden One Center.
Yeah, people are always there too before games, and even on a night like tonight, you know, whether they're going to the Kings game or they're just going out for dinner, there's new menu. They're always making some new awesome menu items and everything else. But if you go before a game, you get a shot, beer, and a burger for only $39. Make sure to check out Butcher and Barrel.
Give me a hell yeah.
What would be your J Street Dental moment of the game?
Okay. Yes, I remember. Yep, I think I remember. Okay. Daquan Plowden.
Okay.
Block at the rim.
Yeah.
Then he had to steal it back, push it up to Monk. Monk pushes it up to Eubanks. I feel like it was early on. I think it was Eubanks.
A Monk log to Eubanks. Good job.
Thank
dude.
you.
That's a great moment. I thought you were gonna go with Russell Westbrook going at Matt George as a moment of tonight's game. No. I do want to know what was like the thing that got Russ.
Yeah.
What was it? Was it something from a podcast? Was it a tweet? What was it that irritated him that he felt like he had to say something tonight? I'm going to spend hours this weekend going over every one of Matt George's tweets and trying to figure out which one I think it is.
Yeah. Well, remember as we dissect this though, Russ did say it's about the team. It's about the team.
And it was false comments.
You took notes.
I did take notes because I was
it.
trying to understand it. I think that the biggest miss of tonight in that post game, the biggest miss tonight was just walking away going, what happened? What happened?
What was said?
What was the thing?
And that's where, like, Chris Biederman, when he said, well, what did I say? Because Russ was like, I know what you're saying. And I think Russ, you know, had some of these guys mixed up because I'm like, well, I've never seen Chris Biederman say anything about maybe I'm wrong. But I'm like, and then Chris Biederman's like, well, what did I say? And then Russ didn't really want to go there. And I'm like, go there with someone just to give us context so then we can talk about this.
Yes.
Like it's a Bravo podcast.
Because then we're just kind of left going, I don't know. And, you know, I think there's a portion of fans are like, yeah, you're a 14-50 team. Like, you're going to get criticized. But
for sure,
it doesn't feel like it was necessarily criticism.
Yeah.
That was what Russ had a problem with. Because he talked about that. He goes, I know where we are. No, I know we're bad. I know 14. Yeah. I get it. Our offense, defense. Yeah.
If it's printed or posted, it will be found. We will find out.
Yeah.
We will find out. But because it was interesting too, just to see Russ out of all parts of the year, like not during even the 16-game losing streak, have the same frustration or approach to something. So something was triggering.
All right, so our J Street Dental moment of the game, I wrote down the Plowden block. Then he had to have a steal. Good pass to Monk, who lobbed it to Eubanks. And then I also put Russ versus Matt George.
That's awesome.
Why are you fake laughing at me right now? Is it not that funny?
Fake
I
laughing?
felt like a fake laugh.
I love this shit.
Oh, what was that laugh?
You know what's so okay? You know, I think you have a problem because you say that about one of our producers too. You're like, oh, it's a fake laugh from Vince, and it's not a fake laugh. He's like,
no. As someone, I know this is crazy.
No, you have issues.
Hear me out. As someone,
and you would yell at me if I didn't laugh too.
Excuse me.
Oh,
as someone who makes a lot of people laugh, I know laughs. Like, I'm a funny guy. A lot of time, you know, I'm making myself laugh right now. And so I know
this
a
is
fake
gross.
laugh. You've given me that fake laugh twice. When do you make that laugh ever? I've been doing this podcast with you a long time. I think I know when you have a fake laugh.
I swear on everything. Like there was zero fakeness to
Let
any
me try it
point.
again. All right, so our moment of the game. I haven't said anything yet.
Yeah, you did.
Kings-Pelicans.
Stop it!
133-123. Kings' 50th loss. And you mentioned the Plowden block and then steal.
Yeah.
And then Monk lob to Eubanks as your moment.
Uh-huh.
And then I also put Russell Westbrook versus Matt George. You know something? Are you holding in the laugh?
It's not fucking funny, dude. Idiot. Make sure to go to J Street Dental. Enriching lives and enhancing smiles. Head to jstreetdentalgroup.com. You can also check out their sister office, Sacramento River Dental.
Yeah, and over committer asks, Deuce, how was the dentist? What do you think? Look at this. Look at the pearly whites, huh? Oh, we got more of the podcast coming up in a second. We got to talk about some Jayson Tatum around the league. And of course, we'll get to some of your comments too. We are brought to you by our friends over at Sentivo Vineyards and Winery.
The best of the best. And if you want to taste some of the best, make sure to go to CentivoVineyards.com if you can't make it out to their tasting room in Sassoon Valley, which is around the Fairfield area. And it's absolutely stunning. And with the good weather coming around, you're going to want some bottles to sit outside, to watch some March Madness, to watch the rest of the King season.
Are we in spring yet, or is this fake spring?
Who cares? I'll take whatever it is.
I
And
like it.
Take it and go to CentivoVineyards.com.
Also presented by our friends over at
Medic Ambulance. Woo, woo. Good harmonizing. We've teamed up with Medic Ambulance, a trusted name in emergency medical services across Northern California. From life-saving responses to being the team behind the scenes at your favorite events, Medic is here to serve. Learn more at medicambulance.net.
Appreciate everyone's support of the Deuce and Mo podcast. If you haven't done it yet, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. All it does is help our channel grow so basketball sickos around the world see what we're doing. We appreciate everybody here on the live stream tonight. Morgan, around the NBA, wow. Jayson Tatum
Holy.
expected to make his season debut coming up on Friday when the Celtics take on the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, there's been a lot of teasing about this for a while now, so it's not totally shocking, but at the same time, it's pretty crazy to think he's coming back this year. I don't think anybody in their right mind was like, hey, dude, I think he's coming back after he ruptured his Achilles. He is set to make his debut against the Mavs tomorrow night.
So listed as questionable, as we know, but possibly could actually be back making his debut is just, I mean, like, take everything out of it. Like, oh, what is he going to look like? Take all that out of it. It's insane.
It's incredible.
Yeah. And it's just so cool to see how, every body is different, but in how it takes on certain medicines, exercises, rehabs, all the different things. And whatever thing that he went through has obviously fast-tracked him or allowed him to just have this speedy recovery on something that has been so damaging to so many bodies over the years.
Well, the amount of rehabilitation and discipline it takes too, just for that injury in general. But then you think about, it's not only him preparing to like, hey, I'm trying to be able to feel good and walk again. It's preparing to go play professional basketball again. And of course, he's not the first player in NBA history to go through an Achilles injury. We've had a lot of them recently, but it's really wild that he's able to come back this year in March with at least some time to ramp up for the playoffs.
Yeah, for the postseason in any way, shape, or form. And not only is it incredible that his timeline is actually working so he could ramp up for the playoffs, but ramp up and get back into the groove of things with his team and what is working so well with his team, because that's going to be the hardest part. We talk about how hard it is, recovery physically, getting back into things. It's also a huge mental game, like just putting in that work every day. Am I ever going to be better? Whatever. Now you think about the mental game of understanding what's too much and what's too little as Jayson Tatum right now with this team coming back.
So they are 41-21, which is amazing in itself. When you think about, they lost Jayson Tatum to the injury, moved off of Porzingis and Horford. It was like a dramatic shift.
Yeah.
that most people thought it's going to be a gap year, and that's okay. Huge credit to Joe Mazzulla, who has turned into one of the best coaches in the league by far, especially with what he's been able to establish with this culture
Amazing.
and have them this good. Without Jayson Tatum this year, they've got the 4th best record in the league. They're number 2 in offensive rating, and they're 7th in defensive rating. Jaylen Brown has been, he's not going to win the MVP, but he's been in the conversation.
Uh-huh.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm reminded of when Chris Webber went down with the microfracture in game 2 against Dallas in 2003. And that next year when he came back,
Yeah.
which I believe, and I may be mistaken, but
It's
I
okay.
believe he came back in March of that year.
It's funny that you actually, not only that you remember like dates, I don't even remember
He came
the
back,
feeling.
I believe, against the Clippers, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go March. Yeah, okay. March 2nd? Was that his debut?
Did you look at this earlier or
No,
something?
I did not.
Why would you know? Why would this?
Because
you're-
dude,
That's creepy and
Chris
weird.
Webber coming back was a big deal, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I can barely remember what I did yesterday.
I'm just double checking. Yeah, so okay, Chris Webber came back. And so what, in hindsight, the mistake I think that was made then,
Uh-huh.
they brought him back and instantly put him in the starting lineup. The Kings at the time had the best record in the league. The day Chris Webber came back, the Kings were 43-15. Okay?
Yeah.
And he came back, their rhythm as a team was completely thrown off because they're trying to get him. He hasn't played, and also not the same player at all after that surgery. I'm not saying that's going to be the same case with Jayson Tatum, but Chris Webber wanted to come back, and he's looking at how well his team's playing without him. Vlade and Brad Mill on the
Sure.
front line, they're clicking. The offense is flowing. Page has been incredible, and now you bring Chris Webber, who's been a 20-10-5 game guy back, and
Yeah.
the last time he stepped on the basketball floor was in the playoffs, and he was grabbing his knee. He wanted to make an impact, and ultimately, it probably hurt the Kings more than anything because of how they approached it.
Yeah.
Now, that's where I look at Boston. They don't have the best record in the league, but they've been playing well without Jayson Tatum. How do they maneuver here? Understanding that, yes, Jayson Tatum is beyond important to what they do.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to win a championship, he's probably going to play a big role in it. But also, hey, Jayson, we don't need you to be the guy this year.
Yeah.
We need to think long term. We love you. We want you to be here long term. We just need you to get comfortable again and ease you back in. We've got help, and we have proven that.
Yeah. And if anything, we have players that can help make you the guy and ease you back into being the guy rather than you just putting it on yourself and putting it on your shoulders. Like finding that balance mentally when you're one of the best players in the game. I don't understand how you shift that and how you navigate that. But at the same time, the greatest can do things like that, make adjustments to their roles or adjust even in a time like this. But this doesn't happen much. It's not like he gets to read a book and go, oh, this is how it's done. It's going to take Joe Mazzulla and his coaching staff also trying to keep him on the right track or coaching him through some of the hard times or whatever else. And it's going to take the teammates around him too. It's going to take, it takes a village, goes so far into this situation.
It's going to be emotional too for him.
It is so cool. Oh, people fighting back from these big injuries. I just hope that he can end up being the same or better. Obviously it's because he's so young. I still want him to grow and get better. But you look at some of the guys around the league, like a DeMarcus Cousins or a Klay Thompson, and just injuries.
But then you have Kevin Durant, who
I know
has played at an unbelievably high level
Only-
after it happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. It's scary. It's one of those injuries. I mean, dude, I think about it all the time. But every time I go play pickup, I'm worried about rupturing my Achilles. Not because I'm I'm never gonna be able to play again. I'm just scared. It sounds like such a gross injury. It's oh, was my Achilles sore? And these players are playing. This is their livelihood.
Yeah.
And it has been such a devastating injury for NBA players in the past. maybe with Kevin Durant and hopefully with Jayson Tatum, we're learning better ways to rehabilitate and
Absolutely.
play, and then it can lead to a better prognosis with future injuries. The problem is we're seeing more of them, and we're seeing the reason for that with the speed of the game, the space being covered, the different type of steps they take. So anyway,
No, and with the amount of attention that has gone into, that with the resources and Achilles injury, I can only hope that they put that same energy into women in their ACL tears, because I mean, the percentage of ACL tears in women, like at every level, is way more than men, and the attention and resources have never been put into it. And it's like, if it was, things like this could happen where women could bounce back so much easier and all the different things. But just put more into women's health.
Ooh, how do I make
How do you transition out of this one? Hey.
I was going to try to follow up. And be like,
Happy
hey,
Women's History Month, am I right?
what do you think about the Celtics in the East now?
Seriously?
I mean, I think Boston, we just have to wait and see what Tatum looks like when he gets back, obviously. But
Yes.
they're a good team, and I think they're going to be a tough out no matter what.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm excited for the Eastern Conference playoffs, especially with the way that Charlotte has been playing.
Dude, the Hornets are so fun.
So fun.
The stat from Kirk Goldsberry today was pretty crazy. And look, is it sustainable? Probably not. But in the year of 2026, since January 1st, they are shooting 39% from three, and they're taking nearly 44 a game.
Yeah,
That's unbelievable.
I know.
They've just been a really connected group and fun. You know what I mean? Like, obviously everyone points to Con Knevel, but I think LaMelo Ball's played really well.
Composed, under control.
Diabate's been a nice contributor for them. Like,
Sure.
that starting lineup has worked really well.
It has. I mean, whatever's connecting though with LaMelo Ball to be a better point guard or mature or whatever. I mean, it could just be age and experience
And
too.
I think Charles Lee is a bright young coach.
And that.
Like,
Yep.
I think offensively, they're creative. They've got good movement. And then LaMelo, I know it's like he's over the years, he's the guy that's like taking crazy ass shots or whatever. Long time ago, I remember his rookie year when we were like, oh my God, this guy's really fun.
Yeah.
After not being so high on him during the pre-draft process because the some of the footage you saw, it was like, dude, he reminds me at times of Jason Williams, but with like a legit offensive game, like
Sure.
the ability to score the basketball, where J. Will didn't totally have that.
Yeah.
LaMelo does some wild shit, but I think he's been more controlled out there, and I think having Con Knipple helps that. A guy that some question whether he could create his shot at the next level, and it's like, no, he's able to do it.
Yeah.
And he's really efficient. Then Brandon Miller, like they're a stacked team. They're
I agree.
fun.
No. So yeah, I think ultimately, I mean, it's like I say, usually every podcast, and when we start talking about the NBA, I'm like, oh shit, I'm excited for the NBA playoffs, but I'm excited for the Eastern Conference and like in the Jayson Tatum story, the comeback, and just seeing how that goes. And especially with, I mean, we're talking about so much about media tonight. Think about the Boston media. Like, are they going to give him any grace, or are they just going to be weirdos that can't connect with like the human elements of things that factor into this shit?
Boston sports radio is going to be stupid because that's just what they do. That's just their brand. They don't.
Yeah.
They don't know basketball. They don't. They're just. That's what they do.
Clickbaity shit on
it's
people.
stupid.
Yeah.
It's stupid. We did have something come to an end tonight.
What?
Coming into this game, the bottom 10 teams in the NBA had lost a combined 44 in a row. But a couple of those teams were squaring off.
Oh.
You had Sacramento and the Pelicans.
Uh-huh.
And Utah, Washington.
Ooh.
The Wizards, Trae Young's debut. He ends up playing 19 minutes, and Utah won the game 122-112. Ace Bailey with his first 30-point game. He had 32 points, 12 of 19 shooting, knocked down 7 of 11 from downtown. Isaiah Collier, 27 points, 11 assists. Yeah, no Keontae George in this game either. They played all their young guys and won on the road in Trae Young's debut.
Wow. Okay. Well, good for Ace Bailey, but also fun to see that I want to watch some Trae Young, even if it is like 20 minutes. But having 12 points in those 20 minutes too, I'm curious.
He was 4 of 9 shooting. He was 1 of 5 from 3, 3 of 6.
Okay.
Free throw line. He had 3 turnovers. Also, Julian Reese.
Yeah.
Angel Reese's brother.
Yeah.
Who just recently got picked up by the Wizards. This is a classic fucking March tanking game for sure. He gets an opportunity to start. That's where, oh my goodness, their starting lineup tonight was Trey Johnson, Trae Young, Julian Reese, Leaky Black, and Koulibaly. Okay. Julian Reese, 18 points, 20 rebounds, 10 offensive rebounds.
Just like his sister.
Dude, it runs in the family.
It runs in the
Holy
nose for the
shit.
ball. That rebounding.
I mean, how cool is it to, like, you recently get picked up, you're
Yeah.
starting an NBA game, and you have a 20 rebound game?
No, it's amazing.
You played 38 minutes, and so Utah gets the win. They have 19 wins now.
God, those opportunities. So cool. Good
Yeah,
for him.
Dude, amazing. And then the other random game I want to talk about real fast, Golden State.
Yeah.
Won in overtime tonight at Houston, 115 to 113. Pajemski had 26. D'Anthony Melton down the stretch. D'Anthony Melton, awesome role player in this league. And he's been really good for them. He had 23. Jabari Smith, 0 for 8 in this game tonight.
Oh, do you see?
Şengün, 8 of 20.
Do you see Draymond try to trip Jabari Smith?
I did not.
Yeah, he like was on the ground and then like grabbed Jabari Smith's leg, got a technical for it.
Of course he did.
Kind of funny.
Big win for the Warriors, still playing without Steph. So, and then San Antonio beat Detroit tonight. Really impressive. 121 to 106. You ready for this stat line? Victor tonight, 38 points, 16 rebounds, 5 blocks, 3 assists. Insane,
so
dude.
Insane. So fun. But so
De'Aaron
insane.
had 29.
Wow.
It's been a while since he had a game like that.
Yeah. It's a big Fox game tonight.
But that's a big win over the Detroit Pistons,
Damn.
too. God, what was the other score? I saw that. Oh, the Kings' next opponent, the Bulls. They were playing shorthanded tonight, big time on the road. They go on the road and beat Phoenix tonight by 2, 105-103. Sexton had 30 points in the game. But some of these shooting numbers, Jalen Green looked like an all-star against the Kings the other night, right?
She sure did.
He was 5 of 20.
Right
5
back
of 20.
to where he's kind of been.
Grayson Allen tonight, 5 of 16 from 3. Grayson Allen took 16 threes tonight. The Kings took 20. Wait, the Kings took 31 as a team. Is that crazy?
Yes, it's crazy. Yes.
He was 5 of 16. The Bulls started Leonard Miller, Isaac Okoro, Gershon Yabusele.
Your guy.
First team all wagon. Trey Jones and Colin Sexton. I mean,
That's who we're going to be seeing. Yeah.
Well,
Josh Giddey's out.
is Giddey going to be back for the Kings game?
Buzelis was out.
Oh, I hope Modest Buzelis plays.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to see what's wrong with Josh Giddey, but yeah, I hope those guys play because I mean that's been kind of the fun thing to see at times when people come to Golden One Center. What?
Also, I'm just seeing the chat. People are saying, rest in peace, George. I'm like, what? Who died?
Oh, go to our super chats.
I know, but I'm like, who died? And then I realized everyone's saying, rest in peace, Matt George.
Not
like,
funny.
guys.
That's not funny.
All right, let's get to some super chats. Jesse says, just called medic ambulance to go pick up Matt George. And yes, I just paid just so you could read this because I thought it was funny.
Medic ambulance.
Let me talk to you.
Well, I didn't mean to hit that one.
Appreciate the super chat. You did not have to spend $10 for us.
P Bear became a member again, saying, just got here. Do you talk about Matt George?
Jesus.
And also donated $2 and says, has anybody checked on Matt George? Guys, I think Matt George is going to be just fine, okay?
Yeah.
This is not the first time a player has gone at Matt. I remember De'Aaron went at him too.
Oh my God.
He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
There's a part of me that thinks that Matt like loves the attention though. Like that's just like a Matt thing.
I don't think he would like
Really?
tonight. Yeah,
I'll have
because
to ask him.
it's one thing if something like claps back at you, but I'm sure tonight is not the most fun. You know, I don't know. I don't think so.
I'm definitely gonna ask him next.
How
game.
would you feel after that?
Oh, I would hate it because I hate conflict. I would never approach someone like I would never talk about
Yeah.
things that like Matt does. You know, like
Sure, but Matt, you don't. Again, I'm just to be fair. I'm going to stop you.
Yes.
You have no idea what happened.
oh no idea. No idea at all. And that's why I'm excited. I'm excited to talk to Matt on Sunday and be like, what did you do? If you did anything. Also, like, how do you feel? I am curious too. Just a curious cat.
This is where we're at King season. We're talking about like, hey, a player got upset at something. Okay, cool. I mean, I don't know. I can't wait for like the draft lottery and draft night and start hopefully talking about a fun rookie.
I just do love that it's Matt because it is funny. But yeah, I can't wait. I give him so much shit. Like
I know
gave
you
him,
do.
I
know.
gave him shit.
But
I
you
gave
also need to be sensitive toward people's feelings too.
towards Matt's feelings.
Well, mine a lot of times.
Oh, yours, yeah.
You've taken shots at. You said something about my teeth earlier this week.
Oh yeah.
You
Coffee stains.
fake laughed at me twice.
That was not.
What was the other thing you did recently that was like people even reached out like, is she okay? Like disrespectful toward me.
Okay, let me know. Oh, okay. Then find it. Let me know. Again, you're speculating. You're doing the same thing that happened tonight.
No. I'm Russ and you're Matt right now. This is what I'm doing.
Ew, I would never. I would never.
Going at me.
No, I would never.
Piece of shit. Yeah, final thoughts, Morgan.
Oh, final thoughts.
I mean, I could go all day.
It's night.
I know
but-
you have a flight at like 5, right?
Yeah, I do. Final thoughts. Excited for some NBA basketball, not Kings, the next 2 days. It just makes me more excited when we like get back into it on a Sunday. But overall, weird season, weird times, but I really do love this league, and I'm so glad that with all the challenges here in Sacramento, that there are so many fun angles every night to even other games, or even tonight. I had fun watching Derek Queen, and I had fun watching Fears. Like, it was fun.
I like Bryce McGowan's.
And McGowan's, like there's just little things like that. I think as a basketball fan, which I know some people are like, shut the fuck up, I don't care. But like, I do still get excited about if I'm gonna have to.
I mean, you
watch.
have to at some point. You have to just still like enjoy what you're watching. Like even Precious Achua tonight. I'm like, dude, I just like guys
Obviously,
who play
yeah.
hard. It doesn't mean I'm like, hey, dude, this is the future, or like, hey, everything's good in
Championship.
Kingsland. It's like, no, they're 14-50. I know, but you know, you got to look for some good things every once in a while.
Yeah. So anyway, and I had fun with all of you. So thank you, everyone.
Well, we appreciate you guys so much. My final thoughts. Hey, enjoy the weekend. Here, almost.
Why do you say it like that?
It's a couple days. I'm glad I get a couple days. Play some hoops.
Ooh,
Saturday.
in spring weather.
Roosevelt Park. Maybe you guys come hang out. You know?
Ooh, okay now.
All right. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys, but we got to go.
You all have a wonderful rest of your night. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.